What's going on, fam? It's Eleanor, your favorite emotionally unavailable YouTuber, back for another triggering video. Like, share, and subscribe for more raw and real dismissive avoidant content straight from the source. And getting right into today's topic, what happens when you give a dismissive avoidant exactly what they want? I feel like for my anxious audience, there's this idea that when someone like myself takes a step back, that we're going to take this step back, and eventually after some period in time, I should say, we'll start to miss you, realize the error of our ways, start longing for you. And from my perspective, that's just not true. For me, the reality of space is I'm enjoying the space. I'm relieved by the break that I'm taking from you, from this situation, and enjoying that. Like, for me, closeness equals pressure. So space for me is like balance. So there's pressure when I'm in it, then I need the space so that there's balance, so I have some time to myself. But the space for me is freedom. The space doesn't equal time to sit around and be pining for you. In actuality, what I'm doing with the space in that time is I'm focusing on myself. I'm doing things that I want to do for me, whether that's going to the movies by myself, whether that's hanging out with family, whether that's, getting back into fitness and walking or whatever that is. I'm taking that time to focus on myself. 9.5 times out of 10, when I'm taking space from you, it has nothing to do with you. The focus is not you. The distance is about soothing me and giving me space and time to kind of disconnect, relax, and recharge so that I can get back into this relationship or get back into this social situation, and I'm not feeling extremely stressed or feeling this pressure to perform or to do things, and I'm really overstimulated or not feeling like I have the energy to be in this particular space or place with you. So for me, the space, I'm not really doing anything. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not doing anything that I wouldn't usually be doing. I'm not doing anything with the space away from you that I wouldn't be doing if I wasn't in a relationship with you. Now, me personally, I'm not a person who's very social, so I wouldn't be going to clubs and things like that. I'm a homebody, so I'm going to be at home like I was before. That's what I'm going to be doing with my time. The things that I was doing at home before. And it's when I've taken the time that I really need and I've been given the space that I've required, at the end of it, that's when I start to think about missing you or missing that person or missing doing these things. When I'm like, okay, I'm recharged, I'm good to go. Man, now that I'm feeling this way, now that I have the energy to talk to so-and-so, I can't wait to call them, or I can't wait to go and meet up with them and have dinner, or go and do some date night event, putt-putt, golfing, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Now I have that time. It's just like, and I get into this later, but like when somebody allows me to take that space, I look at them a particular way. Like, I feel very safe with this person. I feel very seen with them. And we'll get to this later. But what I did want to highlight is when I take space, it doesn't create closeness. Like, in my perspective, I guess I could argue how it doesn't create distance. But for me, it definitely doesn't create closeness. I don't take space to get closer to you. I don't take space so that I can miss you. I take space because I'm feeling pressure and I need to decompress. When I'm taking space, it's not necessarily teaching me how to handle intimacy. It is just me taking the space that I need. Because I tend to feel safer, even now, I tend to feel safer away than I do close. So yeah, the taking space doesn't create closeness, but it doesn't create distance either, unless you're in a situation where you're not communicating the fact that you need space and you're just ghosting and disappearing and things like that. But for me, I definitely am aware that it does not create closeness. It's not a thing where it's inviting the other person in. And I know for me personally, I'm not consciously doing things where I'm thinking about this other person. What if I said I needed space from you? I'm actually taking the space. So back to what I kind of touched on a little bit ago is how I see you when you give me the space that I need, that I require, is I see you for the king that you are. But in all seriousness, I appreciate that about you. I appreciate the fact that you're not making my need for space something about you and what you're not doing, or some type of personal insecurity or inadequacy. When I take space, it's about me. 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with you. I also feel, like I mentioned earlier, safe and understood. Like, I appreciate the fact that I could take the space. I appreciate the fact that you could let me decompress and then call you when I'm ready to talk about the situation. These are the moments when I can go, oh man, this person just kind of left me alone while I needed this space. This is when I start to appreciate you. This is when I start to have those missing, longing that person, because it's like, man, they got it. They're getting me, and I didn't have to explain it. It wasn't a big deal. There wasn't any drama about it. I could just be, and then I can come back to the situation. I can fill you in, and I don't feel this. And I want to fill you in because you didn't put this pressure on me to fill you in when I wasn't ready or when I was still processing something. So there's that. And then I also read it as a sign of stability in you. So I know that you're not chasing me for validation. I know that you're not making me responsible for your emotions. You're not making me responsible for your entertainment. You know what I mean? For me, it reads as a quality of somebody who's stable. And that's all I really have for you. What happens when you give a dismissive avoidant exactly what they want? It feels like the space feels like balance, the closeness feels like pressure. The distance feels like balance. The space is freedom. I feel lighter, not lonelier. What I actually do with the space, nothing. I just focus on myself. I'm not focused on the relationship. Why it doesn't create closeness. The space doesn't teach me necessarily how to handle intimacy, and I can feel safer away than I do close. And then how I see you when you give space, I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you gave me what I need to feel safe, to figure some things out. I also feel very seen and understood. And I read it as stability from my partner. So thank you so much for tapping in. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going down below. Book a one-on-one with me on my website. All of my information is down below in the description box. Find me on Instagram, where I'm most active. And family, I will be tapping in with you very soon. Thank you for your time. Keep it real.